Right. Hey everybody, Jeff here. Welcome back to the carbuyingtips.com channel. Today we have a great product review for you. We're going to compare 3 top contenders of bug and tar remover to see which one of these is up to the task and which one is not up to the task. Okay, so what we have here today for you is the Meguiar's. Now this is their bug and tar remover, professional strength. And of course we have the Turtle Wax bug and tar remover. And last but not least, we have the Mother's bug and tar remover. All 3 very well respected brands, but we'll see who comes out ahead. The Turtle Wax bug and tar remover comes in a 16-ounce bottle, and unlike the Mother's and the Meguiar's, it is not a spray foam. It is a spray gel that kind of stays in place, and they claim to be the #1 selling bug and tar remover. And they claim also that it easily and effectively removes bugs, bird droppings, tar, and stains. It's safe for use on metal, paint, plastic, and glass, non-porous. Turtle Wax often sells for about $13 on Amazon, and you can often find it down as low as around $5. The Meguiar's heavy-duty bug and tar remover professional strength comes in a 15-ounce can and is normally sold on Amazon for about $12.94. It has a powerful foaming action that loosens stuck bugs, and it's tough on bugs but easy on the paint. And the extreme cling foam rehydrates stuck bugs for heavy-duty cleaning. Mother's speed foaming bug and tar remover comes in a 16-ounce can and is professional strength, fast-acting formula. Will safely lift away road grime, tar, sap, and other organic matter from your paint, chrome, glass, metal, plastic, acrylic, vinyl, and wrap as well. You can find Mother's on Amazon at prices ranging from the $8 range up to the $15 range. Always check for shipping. Okay, so I will put our Amazon affiliate links down below in the video description for you. That'll take you to all 3 of these. And you know, sometimes they're hard to find in the stores. The Meguiar's is always the hardest one to find. And just as a disclosure, you know, anytime we give you those Amazon affiliate links, you know, we get a small commission every time you buy something. So we thank you so much, folks, for you supporting our channel and deciding to use our Amazon links anytime we give them to you. Because that's what helps us buy more and more products like these to test out, more tools to do tool review videos with. And it also helps us to buy more studio equipment to continuously up our game in video production quality, just for you folks. Okay, so here's our victim here. This car just traveled across Alligator Alley here in South Florida, which is notorious for all sorts of bugs, love bugs, you name it, mosquitoes. And so this is actually the best time of day to do a test like this and to apply the bug and tar remover, because the manufacturers generally want you to do it when it's shady or when there's no heat, no sunlight, putting heat on here. Because these products, they want it to stay wet. They'll usually tell you in the instructions, do not let it dry. Because what they want you to do is spray this on here for about a minute or so and let it hydrate the bugs and then wipe it off with it. Okay, so we're putting tape on here. What I'm going to do is break this up into thirds along the front. So we'll have one product here, and one product here. They're all going to be working on essentially the same bugs. And it doesn't matter if one section has a few more bugs than the other, because the product either works on the bugs or it doesn't. Okay, so we're going to apply the Turtle Wax first on this first section right here. And they tell you to shake it up well, which we're going to do, and then spray it 6 to 7 inches away from the surface and let it soak in for about 1 minute before you wipe it off. Go. We're going to use this shield here to keep it from spraying onto the other section. Now we'll just let it sit there for a minute. Okay, now that a minute has elapsed, let's see if we can't wipe these off. Let's see how they do. So here's our initial wipe. Now Turtle Wax doesn't mention this, but Meguiar's on their can says, well, you may need to do multiple applications depending on like how bad they are, blah, blah, blah. So it looks like the Turtle Wax got about half of the bugs off. Now, how well will it work if I do it a little more? That's why sometimes when I come in with that wipe-off cloth, I like to just spray a little material on the cloth. Right there, see? Just to make sure it stays wet. Sometimes I have to scrape a little bit with my nail through the cloth. you're not really going to hurt the paint. So it appears that the turtle wax is working. So I guess we can assume that it cleaned off about 50% of the bugs, and then the rest with a little bit of elbow grease, some work, some actual physical buffing to really make it happen. Okay, so that's it for the turtle wax. Okay, now the Meguiar says the same thing, shake it up nice, and we'll spray the foam on, but this, they want it to stay on for 5 minutes in order to hydrate the bugs enough. So let's go here. And let's flip it around and get in here on this side. Okay, so we'll let all that soak for 5 minutes now. Okay, so you can see here now after about 2 minutes or so, the foam is still doing pretty good. It's sort of kind of sinking a little bit and drying a little bit there. So before the 5 minutes is up, I want to give it a second little application to make sure that stays wet, because the instructions do say don't let it get dry. And we'll also spray some here onto the cloth before we wipe it. Okay, now that we're coming up on 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and wet down my cloth with it. This is a new cloth. We're starting with a fresh one. And then we're going to just give it another quick coat before we wipe it down. I like to have it nice and wet when I'm working on it. And let's start wiping. Let's see what we get here. So kind of just like with the turtle wax, although it does seem to be removing the bugs easier, they're coming off smoother. There's a couple that I just have to use some finger strength, but I'm not digging necessarily like I had to with the turtle wax. So it seems to me like part of the success is that 5 minutes, that letting it soak for 5 minutes really hydrates the dead bugs. So probably what you could do with turtle wax, and I imagine with the mothers as well, would be to spray it a second time at the end of a minute and give it 2 minutes, which you're probably going to have to do with certain, depending on how bad the bugs are in your car and how long you let them stay on there. See? So far, it looks like the Meguiars did a very good job here, very easy. I didn't really have to dig in much at all. That dwell time, that 5 minute dwell time, I think is what really does it. So as we look at the front of the car now, here's the section that the turtle wax bug and tar remover did. Here is the section that we did with the Meguiar's bug and tar remover. And you can see the dirty section here with the mothers that we haven't done yet, but we're about to do. So let's try that now. Let's do that third section with the mother's bug and tar remover. All right, now we're going to spray on the mother's bug and tar remover on this third section. Spray. 5 to 6 inches away is what they say. Now, mother's doesn't seem to give you any kind of time indication of how long to let it sit. So I say we give it a good spray foam on there and see how long we can let it dwell. If we can let it dwell for a couple of minutes and see if that's effective enough for us. And I'll do the headlights while we're here. Okay, now starting with a fresh cloth, and it's been about 2 minutes, so I'm going to get the cloth kind of wet, just prime it a little bit. Give one more quick spritz on the bumper there to make sure we're nice and wet and lubricated. And let's try to wipe it off. Let's see what we get here. So you can see the mother's appears to also be making easy work of getting all of these bugs off. And they were pretty tough. I mean, there was a lot of them on here, right? And I'm not really pushing in any at all. They're coming off nice. So the other one that I really had to push on a lot was the turtle wax. This car was washed and waxed a month ago. So what we're looking at here, all of these bugs, are all within the last month. And it was probably during the trip across the state that took place just 3 weeks ago. And then last week, the trip coming back. So the mothers did a great job, made easy work of it as well. So all three of them are actually pretty good here. They all three did the job well. You won't be able to say that any of these three products failed at their job. I mean, look, it's perfectly clean on the front here. Now, we're not going to buff it with a dry cloth like they tell you to do, because we are going to wash this car now. And I usually come back and hit it really good with soap and water and with a clay glove after I've done the initial wash. I come by and I do a secondary wash all around the car to help remove contaminants from the surface. So that's what will happen next. All right, so now we want to give the turtle wax a second chance to prove itself and spray it up real good. And we want to see how it does. I just want to see if it does any better than it did on the front of the car. All right, so it's been a minute now, and we're going to do the same thing we did with the others. We'll wet down our towel first. I want to give it another quick spritz. So it got most of them off, as you can see. There's still a couple of stubborn ones right here. And again, it's going to be the same thing where I have to kind of dig at it with my nail through the towel. I mean, it's not a lot of work at all, and you want to go lightly using your nail. Just a teeny bit more work than the Meguiar's and the Mother's, but it works, and it's 100%. You can see it's getting all of them. We're going to give turtle wax one more try now to see if it improves. We're going to spray it on here and let it dwell for 2 minutes, like we did with the Mother's, to see if that gives it a little bit more of an advantage. So let's spray some right here. Okay, so now that it's soaked on there for about 2 minutes, I'll wet the towel down again a little bit. Just prime it. Give it another quick spritz on the mirror there. And let's go to town with it. See what we can do. The temperature outside right now currently is 75 degrees with 50% humidity. So I was hoping the third time would be the charm here, but see, you still got this stuck stuff that I still end up having to use my fingernail on. Now it's still cleaning it off, and it's really not much more work than the others, but I'm just saying, everything came off very easily with the Meguiar's. It came off just about as easy with the Mother's. And it comes off easy here with the turtle wax, but you can see that I have to keep moving at it and scrubbing at it to make some of these bugs come off. So, and then right here where the tape was is where I'll spray the Meguiar's first. And I like the way that foam just builds up and stays thick, and it doesn't really go anywhere. Now we'll come over here to this side, right here where the tape was, and we'll spray our turtle wax bug and tar remover. What's interesting is it runs a little bit, but it sort of slows down and stops, and it stays almost like a foamy gel. Okay, it's been 5 minutes on the Meguiar's. Just going to give it one quick spray down there just to moisten it and keep it lubricated, and spray the towel as well to prime the towel. Now let's go ahead and see how it does on here. And you can see it just goes off pretty easily, just wipes it all off. All those dead bugs right there. Same with right there on the bottom. Now we'll get a fresh towel and we will try it on the turtle wax section right here. And you can see, once again, it just doesn't want to get all of them off. So you got these two right here. Prime the cloth a little more here. Dig in with my finger really hard. See, you just have to put a little finger muscle into it, little finger grease. So it does do the job. It's just not as easy to plow through the bugs as the DeWalt is. But you can see both do quite an excellent job. I mean, this car was completely caked with bugs on the front bumper there before we started. Now, one thing that we've sometimes noticed with the Meguiar's bug and tar remover is when you go to spray it onto the headlamps, the lenses here, you will see quite often it'll actually clean them a lot clearer than they were before you started. I mean, we will still use the regular headlamp cleaner that while cleaning all of the bugs off of the headlamp, it actually does a pretty good job of cleaning the headlamp itself as an added bonus. Okay, so now we have to rank our 3 products here, folks. And you know, just like a judge at a piano competition where all of the students played well, how do you pick a winner? Well, from what we could tell, it appears that the Meguiar's was probably the easiest with the Mother's. These two were the easiest products here to get the bugs off the car. The turtle wax was just as good and as thorough as all 3 were actually pretty thorough getting the bugs off of it. But as you saw, the turtle wax here just required a larger amount of finger strength in order to get those bugs off. We had to keep working it and working it a little bit, but it did get it off. In fact, all 3 of these products did a thorough job of removing these bugs. Between these two, I'm going to have to rank these two about the same. They're tied for first, and turtle wax is at second. Now, you're going to have to decide between the Mothers and the McGuires, because on the one hand, the McGuires, you have to let it sit for 5. The Mothers, you saw how well we did by we even exceeded the manufacturer's requirement of 1 minute dwell time. We gave it a 2-minute dwell time, as opposed to McGuire's giving it a 5-minute dwell time. So some people might not have the patience. So make sure you click on that subscribe button down below. And when you do that, you want to click that little gray bell icon next to it. That tells YouTube to alert you every time we upload a video. Well, that's it for this week, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all on the next one.